Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Group podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back with another review. Today, we are going to review the Citadel, episode number 5, Time Renders Us Enemies. This drink got a 6.2, man. People were not feeling this drink here. I'm not quite sure why.
This seems like a placeholder episode for the next one. Because it's 6 episodes, right? It ends at 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah, so whatever the next one, that's going to be the explosive super episode where everything gets to. But I guess it was just like filling out information. It wasn't as explosive. We learn more about the backstory. Mason's got 2 youths. He's got 2 kids. And Johnny Appleseed over here.
Just
we
dropping
learned
seeds
about that.
all over the place, man. What's up?
Mason is Nick Cannon of spies. He's got a lot of kids.
That fool was like, he still has about like 8 kids to go, though. I think Nick Cannon has like 12 kids.
We're gonna find out
that
he's gonna have more kids somewhere else. Watch,
right, exactly.
More kids somewhere else.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, we learn more like the backstory about these characters, and we lost a very important villain, which I liked a lot. It's a
Anders.
Kind of a shame for that.
I know.
Anders, man. Anders was awesome.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having twins and they're both gangsters. I like that.
That's pretty cool, dope, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So he's got a vendetta against Mason now. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Davik.
But overall, what did you think about the show?
I like the show. Like you said, it was sort of like a filler, just building like the universe, for the splash, like finale. I thought it was really interesting. They were jumping around a lot too, right? They were just like 9 years here, earlier, later, blah, blah, blah,
they
Morocco, like Valencia, whatever, right? And but even though the episode was sort of just like a universe building, a lot of things were just displayed and also introduced as well, right? I mean, she has a father who's a terrorist,
Yeah, that's kind of big information.
Yeah, she has a child with Mason, right?
Now, is it a daughter? I can't remember. I think it's a daughter.
It's a daughter, yeah. Now, what's interesting about that is like, okay, so these guys, I mean, we're 5 episodes in. Like each episode, there was a love scene in these episodes. They were like just doing it all over the world, right?
Yeah,
you know. So 1, they had no protection. 1, 2, obviously. 2, every time they were in the hotel room, they were drinking. So she was like drinking and like, did she know she was pregnant and she was drinking? Like, what's up with that?
I don't think she knew. Because the other thing too is that Mason tried to marry her.
Oh my goodness, dude!
She found out about Celeste and she's like, "Nah, I can't do that. Sorry, bro." She gave the ring back.
That was a Herb move, wasn't it? That was a Herb move. That was a Herb move, dude. He was just like, I'm me when I'm with you. That was like, really? You're not yourself when you're not with her? What's going on with that?
That sounded awesome in his head, and then he said it. I was like, oh, that's not good. Sorry, bro.
It wasn't good, man. But I like it, because again, we know Davik he's pissed off because he thinks that Bernard killed his brother. Who killed his brother, dude?
Yeah, she did. Daria, whatever her name is.
Dahlia, she killed him. Shot him in the head, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, she is no joke, is she? She does not play around, man.
We were talking about offline about this, but I like competent villains who get stuff done, and I like competent heroes. And in both cases, even with Mason losing his memory, he's still fairly competent as a spy.
Yeah,
he's got his reflexes, everything's there. I enjoy competence on TV shows and movies, and so because of that, I like this show just on that alone. It makes everything interesting. But she's a scary villain. Like you have this. There's like an air of terror. And you're not quite sure what she's capable of doing.
Yeah, man.
And she's got all the resources in the world, so that's also crazy. And the thing is, though, she has more information than everybody else does because she helped take down this organization. So I just overall, she's a great villain. And other thing too I like is that she's not doing these monologues, giving out her plan. We're gonna go do this or whatever. It's a competent, well executed villain. that's just scary, but just enough, but not over the top. Like she's not twirling mustaches and doing all the silliness and doing the evil laughs or
Right.
whatever.
you
she's,
know,
she's getting business done. That's it. That's all it's about.
you
Just
know,
cutting prunes and get business.
exactly. What was interesting about that scene with Bernard, also Anders before he got shot, and then also Dahlia, right? Is
Yeah.
Bernard, he gave up the code, the passcode to get into like this device, even though it's like 2-factor. So now someone else has to like, add in their information,
Yeah.
right? I'm surprised as a spy that Bernard didn't realize that even if you give this information to her,
It's gonna kill you anyway.
she's gonna kill you, your family, the whole nine. Is just like, not unless.
Of course.
You know what? I've always thought throughout this entire show, 5 episodes, I always thought that Bernard has a plan, and it's actually in place. I think he has a plan.
I think so too. He seems to be. He couldn't be this stupid to be like, oh my god, we made a deal. I can't believe you're gonna kill my family anyway. Like
right.
that seems dumb. That seems dumb for somebody who created AI and doing all this other stuff. That seems ridiculous that he could fall for that.
Yeah.
So like, I'm hoping he has some elaborate plan because he looked like when he was talking to Anders, he looked like he has this elaborate because he's working Anders.
Yeah.
He got him to stop because what he's gonna do. And he's gonna break him free. Like he's working this angle. So I think he has to have a plan. Otherwise, this is the worst show on TV if he has no plan. I hope he has a plan.
Yeah.
They gotta stick the landing.
Oh, I think I was just thinking about this, like, because I watched it a few times and I was just like, how are they gonna stick this landing, right? And if they don't stick the landing the way I expect the landing should be, finalized, I don't think I would be mad at that because this show is just, I enjoyed every episode thus far. I'm not mad at this
like
joint.
the universe. I really like the universe.
Yeah.
They can go a bunch of different ways. So some of the stars could die. They could just introduce new characters and just keep it moving with the new group. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of different ways they can go with the show. But you're right. I'm not expecting an ending a certain way. I will be pleasantly surprised if it goes either way. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it needs to be explosive in action in the next episode. It has to be.
And it has to be longer than, because this should have been like,
it can't be 30 minutes.
Yeah, like you should have said, okay, we're giving you this is a show, we're giving this is like 30-minute episodes. Stop playing, right? The last episode has to be at least an hour. At least an hour.
At minimum an hour.
An hour.
I'll be disappointed just on his face if it's another 30-minute episode for that.
When I was watching The Last of Us, the first episode, I was like, oh, this is a movie, right? Because it was like an hour and 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, this is a movie. And I was like, oh, no, this is episodic. I'm like, oh, the first episode is an hour and 30 minutes long.
They had some long episodes and some short ones, but they put care into that. And for this show, it has to be 45 minutes, 50 minutes long. It cannot be 30, whatever it is, because there's too much loose ends to do. You got the Celeste storyline with her memory. You got Mason and his kid. You got Bernard got to escape. Whatever. You got
there's babies involved.
There's babies involved. You got the brother trying to get revenge. Like there's a lot of different moving parts here. I don't think 30 minutes is long enough to do all that stuff.
Yeah, man. I cannot wait to see Davik in action next, on Thursday, because he's coming correct for real.
Better be kicking in the door, waving the 4-4.
But I think that Bernard, he has had a plan all along. I think so. Let me ask you this here, right? So, we know Celeste is sort of like the fall girl. They took her memory away. He said, Mason said this. He said, Nadia said, restore her memory. And he said he can't because it's been wiped from the system, right? So his memory was destroyed in the tube, right?
It's a vial, yeah.
Right. So it hasn't been wiped from the system. No one has said that, right?
Yeah. Well, we talked about this before. There has to be a backup of his memory somewhere else.
So that was a really important thing that he said, because, we're going back and forth like, who's the mole? Is it like Nadia or like Mason, And you alluded to the fact that hey, maybe he's just playing this whole thing up. Maybe he really has his memory, but he's just
That's
playing this
also
whole thing
possible
up.
too.
It was destroyed, but we don't know if it's been deleted from
Well,
the
we don't
system,
know if
from
he
the
even put
server.
it in. We
Right.
don't know if he put his memory back in there or not, or what.
Oh, you know what? Let's just say like Bernard has a plan, because we're saying Bernard has a plan, right? What if that was the plan all along, to like hand, Mason, like, yo, you lost your memory. Here's you can get it back right here. Maybe it wasn't even his memories. Maybe it was something else. Maybe he knows that he's a mole.
That's possible too.
Yeah.
I think Bernard would have figured out who the mole was before all this.
Right.
But he's useful because he backstopped him or whatever, so he doesn't know. You can tell him to do whatever you want, make him an errand boy because he can't remember. That's also a possibility too. But because Bernard's out of the system, or he's out, we can't really tell what was supposed to happen.
Right.
We're kind of like got a curveball here. This is an interesting theory here. I like where this is going. Maybe we should be some writers. We could break the strike and get in the writers' room and help these guys out.
I'm okay with the 0.000000004 cents per stream. Just give me my check every 3 months, okay?
Yeah, it's all good, yo. We're here to help.
Okay, so you also have Carter, and he's gonna get his stuff together, but who do you think is the mole? Because I was like, it may be Nadia. You like, it may be Mason. Mason is like starting to feel like he's the mole, but who do you think the mole is? What do you think?
I still think Mason's the mole. I think he's the guy. I think he's the one, because it's convenient, because he's the only one that doesn't know. So that's why I think like, as far as TV writing goes, it's the most logical person. He can't remember.
See, I would take it I'm on the other end of the spectrum, right? Because it's so easy. It's also easy to fool people. Like, yeah, he's the mole, but actually it's Nadia. If Nadia was the mole, that would be hardcore. Because she played it up. But they were also running clips, like, because when he was telling Celeste, like, the strength of a spy is to tell the truth, So I was just like, what's up with that?
Because he had that whole monologue about how to lie and to believe your lies and stuff like that. It's the most logical for him to be the mole.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Nadia could be a fake out too, because when they're trying to break the dude out of jail, he was like, she's the role. She's the one that caused all this stuff. And she had to look like, what? Wait, what?
Mole, what are you talking about?
She looked surprised, like, what are you talking about?
But hey,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be a fake out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These spies, man.
Either's
they they have they take acting classes, dude. These people are really good at that, for real.
Yeah.
But
wait, one other thing too, we're ruling out Bernard's the mole. We don't know that either.
Wow. Oh wow, that would just be so crazy, because Dahlia is, oh wow. I mean, like, here's the thing, right? Well, who's ever the mole, these man, they are the Russo brothers. Dude, they are not playing around with this. I'm looking at this joint and I'm like, because for the last 6 months, I've been like, where's the really good sci-fi? I've been watching a lot of good, like a lot of South Korean sci-fi, and they kind of all are in the same genre, So it looks good, but the storyline is kind of, exactly.
It's got a vibe. You can't,
But I just wanted some really good sci-fi, or like action thriller, and this is really one of them. And man, this is the Russo brothers, dude. The Russo family. They forget it. They put their foot in this joint.
Whoever the showrunner is, like, I hope he's taking notes and stuff like that, because he seems like he's done a good job so far. And I like where this is going. And I more important than anything else, I like the world building. The concept of the spies that can lose their memories, that's all cool. And then, like, just the base, it's just the world, overall story, it seems interesting. And that's the most important thing for me. If there's no hook to keep you hooked on it, it's just like whatever. Like, you're trucking through it, just get it done.
Yeah.
But this I'm interested in this universe, and I hope they do spin-offs or something else with it. I hope it's a big enough hit, and Amazon's like, hey, we're gonna do different agents that are in Texas or whatever, or they're in France, like whatever, the same company. Same
This
Citadel company. That would be cool.
this is man, that could be, this universe could be endless. Like you said, next season, bring on 2 new spies. Maybe Nadia disappears. Maybe she's making cameos here and there. Third season, bring on 2 new spies. And this is nonstop. Like you said, now you have like a Manticore, like a franchise, and a Citadel franchise, and then like some third party, like spy agency that was just created, man. This is that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't feel that there was, I don't see any like creative laziness with this show. They're not missing anything. They're telling us everything, and they're keeping us on our seats. And it's fun. Yeah, exactly.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Competent people doing fun, cool things. More of that, please.
Exactly. So one other thing before we wrap this up, the black side of Morocco. Whoo. When they came over that joint, and it was just like Morocco, Manticore, Black Ops site, and I was just like, imagine just being taken there. It looked like it used to be a former prison or some sort of a military base or something like that.
Yeah, that looks like it's a bad day for you if you go there.
Yeah, for real. I'm just like, oh my goodness, what am I doing in here, dude? This is crazy. And it was weird because that base looks like it's in the middle of the desert, but they hopped in a car and then they were near this like super structure and whatnot. I'm just like, how did they get there? But I don't know.
Yeah, that's like, why'd you stop here? Like, keep driving until you get to a safe spot. You're in some kind of home or whatever. Yeah, that's dumb to argue in the middle of the street. I don't like that. That's the one thing I didn't like about that episode. Is like, you arguing, you're easily captured this way because you're just arguing in the middle of the street.
Spies,
Dumb. You guys should know better. Argue in the road while you're driving or whatever. Right?
Exactly. So this is Citadel episode number 5. Time renders us enemies. What are you rating this episode?
I give it a 7. I like where it's going, so it's not like it's a waste or whatever. I know this is like a fill-in show, but like I give it a 7. I did like the show overall still, and I like that we're getting more information about both characters.
Yeah.
I can tell why Nadia hates Mason. She can't stand him. She's like, this is a pain in the butt working with him.
I know, just like really.
You can tell she's annoyed. Like, I got this kid over here. I'm doing these missions, and you're an idiot right now. Like, you can tell.
And she knows, she knows he has a kid too, like with Abby, because
with the other chick,
she said it, yeah. So she's like, oh my goodness, this guy's like this out here spreading his seed. I am going to give this episode an 8 because they told us a lot. They told us a lot, and I'm always excited to see Bernard, even though he's hemmed up. I just think Bernard, he's smarter than that.
He's a great actor, man.
They have to make,
a great actor.
Tucci is off the chain, right? I'm just like, the Russo brothers, they probably think that way. They're like, no. Let's let the tech person, the geek, be, the star, or at least the hero. Maybe he's the one who destroys Manticore, or at least like Dahlia. And I don't know. I just think that something big's going to happen with Bernard. So I'm really looking forward to the season finale next week, or at least this Thursday, of the Citadel. This should be fun, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good show.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
And I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.